Hey everybody, how is it going today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to go over the trades that are setting up in PROG, XELA Technologies, and Skills. Now before I get started, as always, everybody please remember I am not a financial advisor. All of this is just my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Please make all of your own trading decisions. All right, the first one I'm going to start off with is Progenity, and right here I have their daily chart. And as we can see, there has been a ton of buying pressure coming into this stock over the last month or so. I actually traded this earlier in the month, and I bought right around $1.50 and sold right around $2.50. But by the looks of this chart, I should have just bought and held. But there were so many breakouts lately that have not been following through. I've been trying to take my profits a little bit sooner, but I've been noticing in the last week or so, a lot more of these breakouts are having some follow through, so I might have to start adjusting that profit objective a little bit, kind of giving them a little bit more room to run. We'll see. Judging by how the market is acting, I would guess that we might be getting through this choppy phase, and some of these breakouts might be holding from here on out. So I'm probably going to go switch back to my incremental sell strategy, where I sell a little bit at a time instead of going all in and all out on one shot. I try to use that all in, all out methodology when we are in a choppy market, because the market just doesn't give you a whole heck of a lot. But looking at this Progenity chart, we are breaking above this 200 period simple moving average, and we are holding it. So that is very important. As you can see, last time we ran into it, it took about a week or so for it to finally push past it. But now that Progenity is past it, I'll be looking for them to consolidate up here and then probably make another bullish formation. And if they do make a bullish formation with a breakout, I'm going to try to jump in and ride that next leg up. But let's go to that 15-minute chart real quick and take a look at what's going on underneath the surface a little bit. Just looking at this very current price action, you can see we are in a little bit of a bullish triangle formation. It's rather sloppy, so I would kind of expect it to chop around a little bit, perhaps pull back and start to round out a little bit, kind of like we did earlier in the month a couple of times. And if that happens, I'm going to look to try to catch this next leg up. But if this thing doesn't, pull back a little bit and decides to break out past $4.21, I think it could be off to the next move up. So that's the level that I'm going to be looking at on Progenity. Let's actually back up the chart a little bit. I'll talk about that trade that I made earlier in the month. I actually bought it at $1.56, right about here at this breakout point. Let me see if I can back the chart up just a little bit. So I was looking at this rounded bottom formation, and I was waiting for it to break above this resistance area right here. I didn't want to be long this stock until it broke above it. And once it broke above it right about here, that's when it stops me in at $1.56. Made a nice decent move up, and that's when I sold here right around $2.45. I expected some resistance right around 250. It did blast a little bit past it before pulling back, and it made another beautiful rounded bottom formation, but I lost track of it, unfortunately, because this would have been a perfect buy area right here around 227, and that started the next move up. And the thing just started to consolidate again, had a little bit of a deeper pullback this time, but you could definitely tell when buyers came back in, they were very aggressive. So we've made that next move up right here, and this is what I'm waiting for, a resolution out of this formation right here. This is very early on in this little consolidation, so I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it breaks this trend line and maybe makes a little bit wider consolidation. So these little trend lines that I've drawn on here, they are not set in stone. They're just kind of a rough draft. I definitely want to see how it plays out a little bit more and see what kind of consolidation this thing draws out. And if we do get an explosion past I don't know, call it 4 1/4, I think I want to get involved in the next move up, because by the looks of this chart, I don't think this uptrend is over just yet. All right, well, the next one I want to talk about is XELA Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol XELA. This one had a massive move up yesterday. In fact, it was up a little over 51% yesterday. Right now, it is pulling back about 15.5% at the moment, which is not that big of a deal when you were up 51% the day before. And if this thing can continue to move sideways, consolidate a little bit right around here, I think XELA is setting up beautifully for another potential swing move up. And so if I zoom in a little bit closer, as long as we hold above that 8-period exponential moving average, the white line, and above that 21 exponential moving average, the purple line, and just kind of drifts sideways, I think there is a fantastic setup in the making. So I'm going to keep this thing on my watch list. And actually, let's go to the 15-minute chart, take a closer look at what is going on. But you can see we had this sharp move up, and now it is starting just to consolidate these gains and move sideways. And once you get a sharp move up like that, then you get a consolidation. The next logical move would be another move up, a continuation move up. So that is what I am looking for. But actually, I made a day trade in this one yesterday, and let me show you what I saw. Let me back it up a little bit here. But I got alerted on my trading software once this move happened right here, and the chances of you catching a move like this are usually pretty slim unless you're staring at the chart. But once you see a move like this, what I like to wait for is how it's going to react towards this sharp move up. If it starts to consolidate and stay near the highs that it made just a few candles before, then what I like to do is watch for a breakout, especially when it's making a nice little, bullish pennant formation like it did. As long as it can hang around this area, I just put a buy stop order above the peak in this bullish pennant formation, and if you get a breakout, you can potentially catch that next move up. So let me see if I can move this thing forward a little bit. Well, it went forward like super fast here. That's the way this software works. But anyway, I had my buy stop order right here at 201. It executed at 202, and then I had a sell order at 234. I just wanted to do this trade for a day trade. That's why I have my profit target so close. I was just trying to catch this next continuation move up. Usually when you get a sharp move up like this and you get a bullish pennant formation like this, it's usually the halfway point in the move. So what I try to do is just try to catch that second half of that move, and if the thing continues to go higher, so be it. As long as I'm in this for a day trade. If I'm in it for a swing trade, then I want to hang out a little bit longer. But let me go back to the current price action. But as we can see, let me get this stuff out of here. This ain't relevant anymore. But as we can see, we are having a nice little consolidation in the making right here. So as long as this thing can continue to move sideways, perhaps round out a little bit, I'll be waiting for a clearer defined resistance area. We have this line right here, and it's right at $2 a share. I'm not saying that is going to be the area of resistance. We needed to chop around just a little bit more and find out, which areas it really starts to find resistance at. And once it makes a clear-cut resistance area and you get a break above it, if all the things happen that I just talked about, a nice rounded bottom, a clearly defined resistance area, and then a breakout, I think there's a very strong possibility XELA Technologies will be headed towards its next leg up, and I'll be waiting for that one. Okay, well, before I end the video, I just want to get into this skills trade that I just completed today. If you are unfamiliar with this trade, I entered on this little bit of a rounded bottom formation. I got in at $9.34. I sold half of it as it got up here towards the 50-period simple moving average at $10.68, and I just sold the second half today as it got to this resistance area right here at $11.54. So a nice little profit on this skills trade. Now, I'm not saying that skills can't keep going up. This little uptrend is getting a little long in the tooth, and I was in this only for a swing trade, so I figured it was probably about time to take those profits off the table. But just by looking at this skills chart, the way that it has broken above all these moving averages, this could end up being the bottom right here. So if we get a little bit of a pullback and then it starts to round up again, I'm going to be very interested in taking another position in the skills. It all depends, what happens after this little formation right here. If it, has a sharp move down, then I'll have to wait for it to chop around a little bit. But if it has a nice, easy little rounded bottom formation, I think this thing is setting up for another swing move up. So Definitely a nice looking chart pattern developing in skills. And actually, let's go to that 15-minute chart. Just take a closer look at the trade that I was looking at before I end the video. I was looking at this little rounded bottom formation right here. And of course, we had this neckline. And I got in on this break right here, but it did have a reversal down back through that support area. But the next day is when it took off. So I fed a little bit into the market up here, then it ended up feeding the rest right about here when it got towards this resistance area. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.